into that first one anyhow. We got bronze match going on. We'll look at some picks and bans real quick. The first ban out of SykoSloth, Veranda.
Yeah, one of the most banned venues consistently, year over year. It's been around for a long time. It was one of the earlier New Art venues, and it just gets banned so much every season. Not as much as the crazy venues, but pretty high because it takes a lot of practice to get good at.
Yeah,
and some people love the map too.
Yeah.
So if you're not,
I like it. I like it a lot.
You gotta get rid of it.
Yeah. It's a tough one as Spy and Sniper, I'd say, for me at least. All right, Terrace, the next ban.
Okay, and that's Gabrio.
That is Gabrio
right?
banning that. Yes.
Okay, so what's funny about this to me is that Gabrio was an Iron last season, and I don't know if you guys remember Iron, but they played, I think, more Terrace games than basically every other division combined. There were 307 Terrace games last season. Let me see here. No, Iron played like a third of them, but that's still ridiculous because there's like 10 divisions, and a third of the Terrace games came from Iron. So Gabrio is just thinking, you know what? I don't know if Bronze is going to be like Iron, but I don't want to take that chance.
Enough's enough.
Yeah, enough's enough. No more Terrace. I'm tired of it.
All right, and then the Restrict out of SykoSloth High Rise.
All right.
So they don't like big maps. They don't like small venues.
What do they like?
I don't know. We'll see. But Gabrio,
medium-sized maps, yeah.
Gabrio decides, let's not restrict anything at all.
It's a perfectly valid move. We're seeing it a lot. You don't want to tip off your opponent as to what you want to limit.
All right, I see why this this set was picked first. The first doubled venue from SykoSloth, Courtyard. Oh, yeah.
This is a Kletos bait then.
Yep. Oh man, it gets better. It gets better. The second double pick is Balcony.
Oh, you're loving this. You're loving this. I want to mention about that Courtyard pick, though. That makes a lot of sense because Gabrio in Season 5 only played 3 Courtyard games as Sniper and lost all of them.
Well, we'll see how this goes this time.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll go a little better. All right, and so SykoSloth, interestingly, picks High Rise.
Oh. What?
Okay.
An unconventional pick?
Yeah.
Maybe it was a bait. Maybe he was trying to get Gabrio.
And then they didn't take the bait. Yeah.
Well, you can't bait if they don't have a chance to. True. Because you can't double it. It'd have to be the second. I don't know.
I'm so confused.
That's okay. This is an SCL first,
to
say the least.
Oh, Gabrio in chat saying apparently SykoSloth wanted High Rise as the double, but forgot restrictions were a thing. So he just clicked High Rise thinking it was the double.
Whoops. All right.
Okay.
Well, anyway, the last...
You made history anyway, buddy.
Yep,
congratulations.
Yep. All right, the last venue. I don't know if you can guess what this will be. I would say if it is not banned, then this venue is almost always picked, and it is Redwoods.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to try to judge based on how excited you sounded introducing it, which narrows it down considerably, but I'm not surprised.
But basically, I feel like Redwoods is either banned or it's picked.
Pretty much at this point, yeah.
Seems to be the trend.
That does seem to be the trend.
All right. Anyway, we'll get to it here. We got, and I don't see anything right now. Oh wait, I see what I did.
I see SykoSloth as the spy on Courtyard.
I do indeed. I see an orange dress. Yep, it was blank for a bit because of the way I had it set up. Now it is good to go.
All right, sounds good. We're about to get this thing underway. SykoSloth on the spy side to open up the night. Gabrio starting on the sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And we always talk on Courtyard, Tobo, about the fourth mission. What is the fourth mission after Context, Seduce, and Inspect? And that's always the question. And for SykoSloth, it's not Bug, which is usually one of the more popular choices. It's Purloin a lot more often.
Purloin's a very dangerous mission on this map because the sniper has such a high angle. It's very difficult to get away with it. But interestingly enough, SykoSloth opens things up at the statues. I think you might have been taken there by AI, but getting those super early inspects done is something that doesn't usually happen because you don't want to get highlight that early.
Yeah, that's usually the trade-off. Even if you want to have a variable highlight strategy, you really can't get away from statue highlights on Courtyard. It's too good.
Oh, I think SykoSloth might be a fairly big suspect here because the banana split was on camera and Gabrio sort of snapped to look at it as it was happening.
Yeah, very on screen, very seen, and you can't really get out of there all that quick with this particular character. The dress code stops them from moving fast.
34% on the first flirt. We do have 2 mission completions with 2 minutes left, but I'm a little bit worried about how much heat we've got to play with right now.
Yeah, that's the problem with those early statue visits is you're going to be glowing the rest of the time. And the only way you can really counteract that is to hope a lot of other AIs go too to split the attention.
Looks like we're just hanging out, waiting for that seduction timer to tick down so we can pick up the second flirt without needing to move for it, which is always a nice thing to be able to do. Flirtation cooldown has indeed expired, so as soon as our seduction target stops talking, we will talk right back. This one's a green test, 85%, minute and 20 left to play.
That's a little more like it. SykoSloth actually has a pretty good AT rate for someone who just came out of Challenger last season, just a little shy of 50%.
Yeah, that's absolutely solid.
But there's a lot of people in that 44 to 48 range where they are, about 47% actually. But that's still quite good for someone so new.
Little bit of an unusual pathing decision out to the conversation and immediately steps away from the conversation to the windows. So lots of movement, probably trying to figure out where this last mission is coming from. Shuns Toby in favor of going all the way around back to the seduction again. 40 seconds left to play, so time is not on SykoSloth's side.
Yeah, we did a full lap. By the way, Seek was low lit, and I'm not sure why, but Gabrio was still watching the drink take anyway. So not hard low lights here. Interesting choice. Only low light in the party though.
That is in fact interesting.
And look at this.
There's the purloin. It is a green test. We'll see how long this takes to get grabbed. Oh, it's not long at all. And it's a cast member who grabs it. It couldn't have gone worse. Completely on camera, and Gabrio is on top of things.
True to form, it is a green test. It is a purloin, their preferred mission on Courtyard. But Gabrio, hey, 1 for 4 now. Their first SCL Courtyard sniper victory, I believe.
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Release the confetti!
It seems like a straightforward thing. Most snipers tend to win on Courtyard, memes aside. But that's just a really solid game from Gabrio.
Yeah, absolutely. And now he gets to play the spy side looking for a lead. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. A much faster character this time around, playing as one of the twins, the one without the tie clip specifically. In conversation early, nice and close to the seduction target for an early flirt. Does hit a green test for 51% as well.
Gabrio's AT rate also pretty solid, about 44%, a little lower, but that's still in the normal range where you really can't feel comfortable assuming green or white. I will look, though, for a really good BB out of Gabrio. They make sure to get the BB off, and it's usually a good one 100% of the time on Courtyard. As for that fourth mission, usually swap relative to the others.
That's interesting. You don't see people swap very often at all.
No, it's still just a plurality, like Fingerprint, Purloin get in the mix there sometimes, too. Doesn't usually favor Bug, though. We'll see what happens here.
We shall see indeed. Definitely eyeing up the double agent, but looks like he might want to get the timer flirt here before he goes over. Might be able to finish this early and finish it in 2. So if that does happen, there it comes off. It is a green test. So that's the 2 flirt in the books. Still with 2 minutes left to play as he steps into conversation with the double agent.
Yep, and you gotta imagine this is gonna be the BB, and then they have almost 2 minutes to decide how to finish this game.
There's the contact coming off. It is a white test. A very good white test, too. Oh! Wow. Right as the banana bread comes off, so does the shot. And that has to hurt for SykoSloth.
Yeah, General picking up a print there at the end. And that's, yeah, completely heartbreaking because you hear the fact that you're wrong as the shot comes off because they're happening simultaneously. It means if you waited 1 more second, and we always talk about this, don't we? About how even if you think someone's finishing, if you're not worried about dancing or hiding behind conversations on an occlusion venue maybe, say Smallman in the back of gallery, something cheesy like that, which is not the case here. Even if you think they're finishing, you've got 10 seconds. And it also takes a second or two just to get the fingerprint anyway.
That's true. And it's hard to imagine that General was actually done at that point.
Yeah, that too. But even if you were going to be very charitable about that and say they're definitely done, you got your 10 or 11 seconds. And in this case, one more second would have not only kept the shot from coming off, but would have made this top suspect a low light.
That is very true, and this puts Gabrio in a very nice position, picking up the first 2 games back on the sniper side, with SykoSloth on the spy in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
What I always find interesting is if you get caught for something on a venue in the first spy game like that, do you think of that mission as ruled out for the second one, or do you just go right back to it? Hey.
Well, it's a very early purloin this time. Gabrio, I think he wants a look at it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just projecting. SykoSloth might have gotten away with this clean. Holding on to the drink, too. Just being really bold about it.
I mean, we got a highlight, and we're taking lowlights. I think this is Gabrio showing some discipline and saying, you know what, I'm pretty sure I know what this is, but it's possible I missed a green, so why not just wait them out? Why take the aggressive shot when I don't need to? And we got our answer right away, by the way. It goes right back to the purloin.
Yeah, this is true. So, very good play from Gabrio here. Knows he just got away with something when his opponent took an early shot, determined not to do it himself.
Yeah, good point. Good point. It's probably at the forefront of their mind after the previous game, that possibility.
And now SykoSloth has a whole lot to do. If he could find a way to sneak a bug through, he might be able to go for a silent game, and that might be the only thing Gabrio isn't going to shoot for.
Yes, silent or statueless, at least. Yeah, it's got to be at least one of those two. There's no way you're going to win otherwise.
Second flirt comes off. It's 55%. Minute and 40 currently on the clock. Difficult situation for SykoSloth here.
Yeah, and at this point, they probably don't really have a great sense of how big a suspect they are, is the problem.
Yeah, that is very true. Usually at this point, if you're not dead, you've kind of just assuming you've gotten away with it.
Yeah, and you need to be able to sense this as spy because you need to make this decision right now. Am I going to try to finish or not? Or am I going to try to find some kind of frame? Am I going to try to go statueless? Am I going to go silent? You need to know how suspicious you already are to find a way to maximize your chances, however small those chances might be.
We'll see what happens. It's not going to be a silent game as SykoSloth steps into conversation with the double agent. 1 minute to play.
You see there's a couple people who aren't low lit here, just in case. One of them sipping during the BB.
Well, that is the contact coming off. And so does the shot. Gabrio decides he has no reason to wait. Doesn't know if maybe SykoSloth slipped a bug past before that purloin came off. So deciding that now is as good a time as any. The shot comes off, and Gabrio up 3.
Just like that. Like I said, had played 3 Courtyard sniper games before, lost them all. Now they've played 3 Courtyard games in this set and have won them all. What a reverse.
Yeah, absolutely. This is huge for Gabrio as he steps into the spy side. Let's see if we can make it 4 as SykoSloth Sniper desperately tries to stay in this match in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, SykoSloth really, really needs this. I've seen crazier comebacks, but not often and not many. And remember, this was SykoSloth's pick, too, so it doesn't get any better from here.
Yeah. Not a good situation for SykoSloth at all as Gabrio. Some very good self-control not taking this bug. Picks up a flirt for 51%. It looked like he might have had an opportunity, but it was a slight one. And it's very easy to not get the rotation you think you get because of the delay on the laser. So not taking the bug, almost certainly the correct play there.
And maybe if this was the first game, they would. But after that jumpy shot in the previous spy game, I think they're thinking, you know what? I really don't want to force things. I want to let this clock tick, let some things happen for a minute or two, and then pick my spot. But if there's a chance they're just going to shoot a civ again, why not?
This is very true. Gabrio now in conversation with the double agent as he waits for people to settle. Now is the moment, does get it off, I think just before Salmon makes it to conversation.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's
And
Roland. What?
whoa,
What is
whoa.
happening here?
We're making some hard assumptions. I wonder if we phantomed something even.
It could be. SykoSloth, I believe, was taking some soft lowlights.
Probably just for idling then, because we were in that conversation for a long time before that banana bread went off, and we hadn't really done anything else.
We shall see what happens moving forward, but it's not looking good for SykoSloth as Gabrio finds himself low-lit on Courtyard. Hasn't been to statues, though, and only has half of the flirt, so time is a problem.
Soft lowlights on Courtyard can work if you're not going to get that many hard lowlights from the...
Purloin. This
boy.
is SykoSloth's chance, but he's not even on the right side of the map. He's not looking for it at all.
Guarding the Amba very, very closely, and it's the wrong time to be doing that. Gabrio's off screen, and of course,
Gabrio's
Lola.
gone. That was his moment to notice the list, and Gabrio was already gone. Into statues now. Here's the inspects. 45 seconds to go.
We still need that flirt, though. We still only have half the flirt. This could be a heartbreaker of a timeout.
No, it's not going to be a timeout at all because SykoSloth once more can't find it in himself to hold the shot.
Yep, just too paranoid about the purloin, and obviously wasn't looking when a low light was offered the drink. By the way, we mentioned swaps earlier. Gabrio did have a pending swap, was not going to risk the game on that flirt, it turns out, but it didn't matter.
Oh, man. Oh, I don't know what SykoSloth is going to do now. It's balcony, and if you need a comeback, balcony is probably the place to do it, but it can turn you away just as easily.
Yeah, it's treacherous, it's random, it's fickle, but that's what you need right now. You don't want the boring venues, and balcony is anything but boring.
That is very true. Let's see what SykoSloth can make of it, starting on the spy side in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Immediately goes to hang out with the ambassador with a drink in hand. And then steps to the back of the conversation in a good spot with his seduction target. You really need to make sure you're in a good spot in the conversation on this map, because if you wind up across from your ST, it can be disastrous. Luckily, SykoSloth is able to get nice and close for 51% on the first flirt.
And that's kind of what you're hoping for when you smush in there. You're not hiding the fact that you could be flirting with this person, but you can counteract it with a green flirt.
Also, what the hell is Queen doing?
Also, why are we low lit?
Banana bread.
What is happening, Track? I don't understand.
I don't know. They took a while to flirt. It took them about 20 to 22 seconds to get that flirt off, so a bit of a slow start, counteracted by the green test, but we got low lit. Spy's low lit again.
I mean, it doesn't really matter how long it takes for that contact to come off. It can come off at any time as long as you're making sure you get the seduction off. There's the cooldown expiring. Can we hit another green?
I wonder if the low light is just, I have my suspects, and I'm low lighting someone who's not my suspect. But it's hard to tell. I don't see anything.
Oh, it's 85. It's the flirt's not done. It might be hard. I think we're going to have to move, and that's exactly what SykoSloth does. Goes for the briefcase. I really do like this play.
Oh, it might be a bug, though. And as a low light with the zoom in, this might actually work if it's a good one.
There's no way he's going to bug. There's no way he's going to bug. He can't bug. Oh, the seduction target bounces out, goes to the same window, gets the flirt off. That could have been huge. The shot comes off anyway, so it doesn't wind up mattering. But SykoSloth was given everything in the world and almost wasn't able to get the missions done, but it worked out in the end. SykoSloth gets himself on the board.
I mean, the vagaries of balcony are always a little tricky, but even accounting for that, the low light is a little perplexing, certainly. Yeah, I mean, they wasted a little bit of time at windows. They went in, they waited a little while to talk, not a crazy amount of time, And I would understand a low light maybe at that point when 20 to 25 seconds had passed and they hadn't done anything, but then they talked and then they got low lit. That's the timing is definitely throwing me a little bit. But either way, SykoSloth gets the first little dig out of the hole.
Got a lot more digging to go. Let's see if SykoSloth has learned how to dig up in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, dig your way out. That's how you get out of a hole, right? Homer Simpson said it once, so it's definitely true.
Early highlight for an early talk. It was not, however, a flirt.
No, and that's a standard thing. Gabrio has actually had a lot of trouble historically getting to mission win countdown on balcony. Usually ends up resorting to bug, if that.
Well, then this might be better for SykoSloth than he had any idea of. Seduction target not playing nice either, so that's 40 seconds already gone.
Yeah, and no flirt. We're a suspect. We have no flirt progress. The BB's fine, but look at these.
This might have to be a 2 flirt.
It might have to be. And would we survive even that is the question.
Because as far as SykoSloth knows, we already have one.
Right, we're being credited. Almost certainly.
Step away from conversation, still with no flirt. What's the play here?
The play is hope someone gets shot, and if they don't, bug.
I think you may be right. He's committed to no flirts at this point. Oh, hello, Ambassador. How are you?
Buggable, I would say. But you're running out of time. You weren't gonna. I don't know if you're gonna get a better chance than that, than the one we just got.
Well, we'll see if he comes back. 23 seconds.
He doesn't have too many other places to go.
The conversation is looking good for it. The ambassador does come back, but on the other side, we've got a drink in that hand, though. But the shot comes off.
Wow.
It doesn't matter. Gabrio on 5.
I imagine I could see it. I could see it looking at the character. I could see in Kane's eyes steeling themselves for the bug, the desperation last second bug they were gonna have to do. Have to do. Oh.
SykoSloth hasn't held a single shot yet. I think Gabrio has caught on to that. I think Gabrio has decided that trying to finish his flirt in that game was actually more dangerous than just waiting for SykoSloth to pull the trigger on someone else.
Yeah, and it works out. Like I mentioned, Gabrio generally, I'm not sure they've ever actually reached a balcony countdown before, but that plays perfectly in when you're up against a sniper who is just having trouble holding the shot.
It absolutely is. SykoSloth got one on the spy side last time around. Let's see if he can do it again in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And I hate to say must win until it's literally match point, but we're getting close.
Well, it's must win if you want the 2 points out of this match. If you want to win it outright, now's the time.
Yeah, and that might be asking too much at this point. Even an incredible comeback could probably only result in a draw.
51% on the first flirt, though.
It's about the same time as the last one. So Syko is getting these early aggressive flirts nearby, but waiting a few extra seconds each time.
Contact comes off as well. 1 low light, 1 highlight. I guess 2 highlights now, but Seek was a while ago.
And I like this. We're talking when we couldn't possibly be flirting again. So we're not just waiting. If you see a talk and then you see about 45 seconds later another talk, sometimes that itself can be seen as suspicious because you're clearly just waiting for the flirt timer to cool down, and having a pointless talk in between can be very nice.
Something not nearly enough spies do, in my opinion. 50
Absolutely.
seconds left to play. There's the flirtation cooldown expiring.
Green for the win right here, probably.
Is actually giving himself a bit of time. He knows he doesn't have time for 2 more flirts.
Without leaving, yeah. There it is.
Oh, and he gets... Was that a 3 green game?
It was a 3 green game. We're flashed on anyway based on the timing alone, but shooting for a 3 green is so hard. Especially, yeah. Geez, you just can't do it. Clutch ATs from SykoSloth gets them the win they absolutely needed.
Yeah, and if he didn't hit that last flirt, there's no way he was winning that game.
Yeah,
He
I mean,
almost got shot for 2.
yeah, probably. I mean, maybe a Civ does something right. Its balcony. We just saw that, but I don't think they were going to mission complete and survive. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Now, the question on everybody's mind: can SykoSloth not shoot somebody? We will find out in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
This is where the mind games have to come into it a little bit, because on the one hand, if you're Gabrio, you're thinking, yeah, he's just shooting people, and sometimes I can't even tell why. On the other hand, he saw that last replay. He saw there was
Yeah.
no chance of finishing Flirt. If ever you were going to hold, wouldn't it have to be then, now, having seen that?
This is very true. Gabrio again not taking this early Flirt though.
Yeah,
I
Gabrio's
think-
saying, go ahead, hold your shot, I
Yeah.
dare you.
Yeah, I think Gabrio is just calling out SykoSloth super hard for refusing to not kill people.
No respect for human life, so therefore I have no respect for mission progress. That's the trade.
So it would seem. Already 50 seconds gone. And this heckin' prince has not yet got in the conversation. I want to contact, sir. Help me out here.
At a certain point, you just got to take it anyway. It's starting to get conspicuous.
Under a minute now. No progress at all. But that's not where the story is in this game. Now everybody's in conversation. Now the contact comes off. It is a white test. We had one person grabbing a drink while it went off, but they were already low lit anyways.
Yeah, and we're not even going to flirt here. There's just no intention of finishing. Maybe we'll see a crash bug if the shot does get held, but it hasn't happened yet. And if you're Gabrio, you want to see it.
You want to see it indeed. There's the first Flirt, 51%. Safety off!
Wow!
On Gabrio, there's the shot.
Huh.
And it's true that he couldn't hold it, but what did he think he saw?
Well, I mean, so you have 2 lowlights, and one of the highlights is sipping during the BB, and we're talking. So there we go.
That's true.
Just banking on the white, I guess.
I don't think he talked any other time.
Yeah. No, I don't think they did. They did go to Windows at the beginning of the game, though, with
That is true.
Ponytail. So maybe it's just one of the, I mean, sometimes you're not flirt pairing, right? Sometimes you're just saying, have they been around enough? Is it late enough in the game that they could be done? I don't have a good flirt pairing, but I'm just going to assume there could have been one flirt in there I would have missed.
That is very true.
Especially with the characters back to the sniper like that, the chances of missing a flirt into an immediate stop talk go up.
Either way, SykoSloth now on, what is it, 3 games?
Yeah.
SykoSloth on 3, Gabrio on 5. SykoSloth is starting to come back to this, and this is the map he wanted to double. And he's playing as Smallman in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And Purloin on instead of Fingerprint, contra the usual mission setup. I like it. I like it at basically almost any level. I think I like it against all but the very, very best snipers.
It's gonna be fun.
He likes to swap on high rise, though, by the way. Watch out for some real shenanigans here.
Starting at center statue, our friend 1 cycles, though. So we might be able to get... No, we're only going to get 2.
Yeah, but remember, you can finish Softails on high rise here with 3-5 with contact inspects to do. So having the inspects done means that if you get a real BB and they're just crediting flirt, you're going to be a huge suspect automatically. And you don't know right now whether or not anyone else is going to have inspects done but you. That's a big risk.
That's true. The problem is, SykoSloth could have inspects done, but doesn't.
Yeah, that's even worse. Although, on the other hand, you're not going to have any more heat for going back, which I imagine we're going to do right now.
That works. Back in the statues once more, pick up this last inspect. We have 34% on the flirt, so we're not wasting time out here. That has been a busy set of statues.
Yeah, you'll take it if you're SykoSloth, but what you really want are AIs to complete that mission. Just going doesn't help a lot unless they all get highlights and distract visually, which isn't happening.
Well, one of them was the seduction target, who was the other person there. So, not doing any red test shenaniganry to try to get him back to statues. He steps away anyways, but statues is not the destination.
No, it's not. We do have 2 flirts in. They're white tests this time, but if we're going to hit our greens, better to use them on balcony and save the whites for high rise where they don't matter nearly as much.
This is very true. Minute and 40 on the clock. Inspect's done, 68% on the flirt. One other mission to get, and Double Agent is available, and now is a good time for it. Steps into conversation. I imagine we'll see the contact any time now. There it is. On the green test as well.
Now, if not for the fact that the SDA is the only person out of conversation, that would have been an incredible banana bread.
Yeah, that's sad.
And there
Highlighting
it comes.
for
Yep. Gabrio takes their time with it, but does, yep, makes the correct, in my opinion, almost objectively correct, though, decision to focus on who has the real BB. That's some rough luck with the SDA, though.
One more talk. He comes right to us. There's the talk. It's mission win countdown. Can you even shoot Smallman through all this?
Can you even see him? No, there he is. Duke moves out of the way to reveal the spy in the end of the mission win countdown, playing their little violin there, playing it for the sniper, unfortunately, and that is a big one right there.
Yeah, that's huge. SykoSloth, after going down too much, has brought it back all the way back to 5-4 and is still going. Now on the sniper side in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Fingerprint back on, so it's the all Softail variant except for Bug, of course. And yeah, the way SykoSloth pulled that seduction target towards them, I smell diamond in this player's future.
Gabrio in conversation with the seduction target early on, not close enough to get what he wants out of it though. So it flirts for 44 and immediately steps away, cancels the talk animation for it too.
Yeah, very aggressive.
A bold little move there, but hoping that he's not getting caught out for the flirt.
And it's not something you see too often either, because as I alluded to earlier about the white tests, flirt not that difficult on high rise, easy to do it subtly. It's not like, you know, getting the sniper to miss one talk can swing the game like it can on balcony or some other venues.
Another flirt comes off. It's 77% now. So basically, as long as your next flirt isn't one of the worst possible, you should be fine.
Yeah, and plenty of time, obviously. But what's it going to be? We see these statue visitors, these AI. That will give us some options. And Gabrio, if you look at it from the replay spy camera, you can see them eyeing up those statue visitors, taking it all in.
I wouldn't be surprised if Gabrio leaves it late again and prepares for a crash bug in the last seconds of the game. Tries to get SykoSloth to take another shot, because he has been shooting.
Yep.
That strategy has worked so far.
By the way, we fingerprinted this drink, I think, very, very long after taking it.
Sure. As long as we got it.
As long as we got it. And that gives us a little bit of a backdoor option here. If a shot doesn't come off again, which it does.
It comes off.
There's been no BB as far as I can tell.
SykoSloth has pulled that trigger every single game. Has guessed right twice, though, so there's that at least.
Did a briefcase, White Dress did. I think might have been credited. Yeah.
Did briefcase twice and inspect and got full inspects. But
right.
Not, but no. But should not spend any time in like CCs or anything, so
yeah, I'm looking to see. Yeah, like literally none, I think. I'm scrolling through the timeline here.
Absolutely
0.
none. Yes, absolutely 0 times.
So I understand. So it's very common to sort of credit flirt on high rise, right? Rather than try to track it and just say, look, they're going to get that done. If they're not really obvious about it, you know, that's fine. But in this case, if you're paying a little bit of attention to it, even if you're not really flirt pairing, even if you're inclined to credit flirt, they could have only flirted when someone was next to them at statues. That was the only time.
All right. Absolutely. And now we head into Redwoods. And if we start on the sniper cam, it might look for a second like we're not actually rendering the game here.
Mm-hmm.
No, those are just trees.
Yep. They're just in the way. They'd be really pretty if there was any light on them. I promise. Redwoods are gorgeous.
We'll have to get a look from the sniper side, from the spy side, sorry, see what SykoSloth can see in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Not much is my guess.
I don't know, they look pretty nice.
Yeah?
There's those 2 lamps on the front of the building do light up some of the trees right in front, and it is pretty. 51% on the first flirt.
SykoSloth has really been hitting those action tests this set. If they'd been holding a little more on Sniper, they actually might be in a really good position because they're just straight up winning some of these spy games with those ATs.
Wins the briefcase race too, so that's nice to see.
Yeah, the case race is on and we get there first.
So half a flirt done, 1 fingerprint done. Stepping into the fireplace now.
Hopefully not into the fireplace.
Gonna warm those hands a bit after being outside. And now we begin the inspect.
Now, it's interesting. This really potentially limits our options. We can get 1 inspect at these, right? Which means there are only 2 spots we can go to finish inspects and 1 more go. If we go to another single statue anywhere, we're forcing ourselves into a 3rd visit. Ooh, we break animation.
Ooh, an animation break at the statue is actually a lot easier to deal with on this map than any other because trees.
Yep, the tree had our back on that one. And I think it was, well, you can't really say off screen exactly. We'll just say not visible.
This is true. Into the green bookcase we go. Should be able to get our last couple of inspects while we're here. And I know that sounds weird, but this is Redwoods. Weird things happen here.
Yeah, weird, spooky things. It does look like a horror film, doesn't it, from the sniper side? It looks like the killer in a slasher film looking at their victims.
Who are all blissfully unaware that somebody is about to get shot.
Only the spy knows that their life is on the line.
In conversation with the double agent now, 1:15 left to play. Contact comes off. This is our 2nd mission completion, but we do have half a flirt and are in conversation next to the it doesn't matter. Gabrio takes a shot. SykoSloth is up to 5. 1 more game to play.
Yeah, I think Twin pieced out after that banana bread into the briefcase, which is a pretty spy move, but look, it's Redwoods, right? You're shooting for things unseen. I mentioned it was like a horror film, and that's kind of what it's like in the sense that the things you don't see in horror films are scarier than the things you do. That's what happens on Redwoods. You imagine mission completes that aren't there because you can't see them when they happen. And by the way, SykoSloth greened that BB too. That must have helped. Green test after green test after green test.
Yeah, absolutely. The right-click game was on point. Gabrio, at this point, only needs 1 more to close it out. This is the last game either way, so if SykoSloth takes it, it will end in a draw, 1 point apiece. But let's see if Gabrio can collect that other marble in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I mean, the nice thing for Gabrio is that you've already got your point, yeah. But you can feel the other one slipping away when it seemed like a foregone conclusion here.
It really did.
And here's the question. Is this the game you try to finish? Or do you dare them 1 more time? Because it's riskier every game, right? Because the sniper knows they're shooting every game. They know they've been wrong so often.
I mean, yeah, but we're on Redwoods now. You can't hold a shot on Redwoods.
Yes, but every game that you dare them to not to shoot, when they look at the timeline and see that you were basically daring them not to shoot, they've got to steel themselves more and more. They must see what the spy is doing more and more. It gets riskier every single game until eventually they hold the shot and suddenly you've given the point away. That's the question.
Look at Gabrio. He hasn't done anything yet.
Yep. He's still banking on it. But again, right, I mean, you get it. It makes sense. It's a perfectly good gambit. But they both know at this point what's happening if they're looking at those replays. Syko knows. He's saying, yeah, no, he's daring me to hold.
Here's the thing, though. In every other game, Gabrio has given himself an out. If that shot doesn't come, he's given himself a way to finish at the last second and hope SykoSloth hasn't seen. He's not doing that this time.
Banana bread.
That's a good point. Some of those were pretty unlikely. There wasn't much of an out on balcony, I don't think. But with the fingerprint on high rise, yeah, he was making plans just in case. But you're right. In this one, he just waited for a really good BB and greened it, by the way, so that helps. Just try to get a really good BB, make sure that early statue visitors are in, something like that. Maybe you can frame with a delegate, but you're right. Not even bothering to flirt, all in on just a civ shot here.
Still a minute and 45 left to play, though, and he has to move now because he's alone in this conversation.
Yeah, we might want to stay here all day and do nothing, but we don't have that option anymore. Right
I think
there.
that was 2 cycles.
I guess we're going to pick up a delegate just in case.
Might as well at this point. Under a minute and a half now. If you want to frame someone, this is the way to do it.
Choose wisely, though. This is a big decision.
It might be the destruction target.
Interesting choice. Not one of the sniper's highlights for what it's worth.
Time starting to tick down. We pick up a flirt because why the hell not? It's 51%, but it's not going to get us anywhere. We're under a minute to play.
You can rush things late on Redwoods, though, and get away with a lot of them.
That is true. I don't know if Gabrio's going to do it, though. He hasn't shown any inclination to that sort of thing before. There's the delegate going off.
Seems too late to me. Seems like it might take too long.
Especially with people already at the bar.
Yeah. Even without people at the bar, I would say it was a little close.
Stepping away.
Big moment.
Cooldown has expired. 20 seconds. The beep beeps have begun.
Oh my goodness. I think that would have just gotten in under the wire if someone hadn't beaten us to bar or been a bar already. That would have been really close.
Not taking the shot. We're under 10 seconds.
We've been beeping. The hold looks like it's working.
It looks like he's actually going to hold it. The flirt is done. It's the green time at this last second. He's not taking the shot. He highlighted Gabrio.
That's
45
really
seconds
big.
to play. I think Gabrio may have thrown this away.
I can't believe we're seeing this presence of mind to not even shoot and just wait for the beeps and all that. After all those early shots, Syko suddenly finds it in themselves to not only hold the shot originally, but now even with the hanging clock.
Cinderella story. He knows there is no reason to shoot until overtime.
So many snipers know that, but it still happens at the highest levels. That's the thing. People panic with the hanging clock.
Another green watch check.
What on earth?
Minute and 10. And the clock still hangs.
Great snipers panic in OT. Great snipers panic when there's a hanging clock. It happens to the best of them. It just happens. It's hard not to. To see this from someone of SykoSloth's experience level, after the set they've been having, taking all those shots, is really surprising.
So good. This is so impressive. Under a minute once more. The bug has been seen. The shot comes off. It wasn't even the last mission. And with that beautiful game, SykoSloth manages to secure himself a point to the SCL standings. It's a tie game, 6-6.
I mean, it was just a game of chicken there where both players know what's been happening in the set. Gabrio says, I dare you to do it one more time. SykoSloth does, just barely. Tests him even further with those green time ads. That is brutal. That's hard for anyone on any venue, let alone this sniper, this set, this venue. That was nuts.
Played.
Yeah, very well played by both. And I don't blame Gabrio for daring him one more time either, especially when the downside is still getting a point for that matter. Yeah.
All right.
What a comeback, though.
Yeah, great comeback. What was it, 6-2 at one point?
Yeah. Something like that. It was nuts.
Or it was 5. I think it was
6-3.
6-3.
Yeah,
it was 5. It was. Well, I mean, it was 4-0 at the start.
Yeah. 4-0 is the really crazy thing on his own doubled venue. Yeah, pretty wild stuff, but found their patience in the end, and it was just those are just some great games. What can you say? I like the gamesmanship, the brinksmanship on both sides.